The Super League is dead. Let's all have a rave. We're loving life. It's all over, ladies and gentlemen. Approximately 48 hours after it began, there's flights that have lasted longer than this Super League idea. But thankfully, it seems to be in the mud, albeit not in the opinion of Florentino Perez, one of the men who was very much leading the idea forward. Now, yesterday sometime, last night I believe, he gave an interview on Spanish TV. And he put forward all the sort of detailed ideas as to what was going to happen once the Super League started, and also why he was doing some of the things that he did. An Italian journalist, Fabrizio Romano, put all of his answers onto Twitter. Today, we're going to be reacting to those and seeing what could have happened if the Super League had gone ahead. Now, if you go on to enjoy the video, slap a like on it and subscribe if you're new to the channel. 10k likes and I will start my own breakaway league where only players with knee injuries can take part. Thankfully, none of this stuff is going to happen, including things like shorter matches, games being played in other areas of the globe. Not that that's a problem, but I shouldn't be seeing Liverpool at home playing in Kuwait. I don't know why that was the first place that came to my mind. But anyway, we're going to get into this. I'm going to be looking down at a screen for some of this section. Now, the first thing he said was that many important clubs in Spain, Italy, and the UK want to try and find a solution to a very bad financial situation. The only way apparently to do that is to play more competitive games. So instead of the Champions League, the Super League would be better to recover the lost earnings of the pandemic. First tweet, yet we're doing it for the cash. No other reason. It's all about the Wonga. This isn't what the fans want, but we have to save these clubs. First of all, every other club on the globe is going through this exact same situation, so you man aren't special. There's no ticket money being received because fans aren't allowed into stadiums, and generally the economy is in a much worse position than it was 12 months ago. So the fact that these lot think they're high and mighty enough to be able to break away and just ditch everybody else, because that is what will happen. Stuff like the Premier League won't be as valuable because the big clubs aren't there, and clubs like those will start to run into humongous financial issues because there's not television rights coming in the same as they were before. Here at Real Madrid, we've lost a lot of money. We're all going through a very bad situation. When there's no profit, the only way is to play more competitive games. This is another thing as well. The man basically owns Real Madrid. He decides everything there, and he's gonna run the Super League. Are you mad? These men are gonna get away with everything. They could just start playing rugby. The referees will be like, oh no, I didn't see anything. That's crazy. Then he's talking about how we need to just change football generally. It's about time because the pandemic apparently has deciphered. I don't really know where he's got that idea from. If anything, people have realized how important football is to them in their lives, given they can't go to games and get the release of being in a stadium. It's got people through the pandemic, generally speaking, watching at home. The attractive thing in football is playing between big clubs. The value for television increases and more income is generated. No, he's technically, the problem is with this one, he's technically right. There is a lot of money from big teams playing against each other. Like, he's not wrong. If there was a Super League and Real Madrid played Barcelona every 4 weeks, then yes, in a technical sense, you're generating more money because there's more big games being played. But do you understand how boring it would be seeing an El Clasico every 3 weeks? I don't want to play Manchester City every Thursday, fam. It would just get so boring. There's no excitement when that game actually then happens. The Super League is not a closed league. I mean, I hate to break it to you, Florentino. It is. It's a flipping book club. I mean, he's talking about the fact there's 5 available spots, and that was true. That was part of the manifesto, if you like. There's more than 5 leagues in Europe. Who qualifies? They give us this vague, oh yeah, if you do well enough in your league, then you'll qualify for the Super League. So who would get in, and based on what? So there's 5 slots. So Premier League, Serie A, La Liga, Bundesliga, and then Ligue 1. So no Dutch club can ever qualify. No Belgian, Russian. Who decides who gets in? UEFA is a monopoly, but it needs to be more transparent. Oh, I see. So let me get this straight. UEFA is a monopoly, which it kind of is, to be fair, but a Super League where 15 teams are automatically in it every single time and get more money than everybody else isn't. This man just dashes 3 hotels on everything when he plays Monopoly. He has but without having the money for it, and then gets clotted out of the game on the next throw. I know this is how this man plays Monopoly. Players banned from international competitions and national teams according to UEFA. Don't worry, this will not happen. I mean, obviously, this isn't relevant anymore because it's not going to go ahead, but I love the fact he was just like, you know, that won't happen. Like, they have the power to go and do their own league, but as soon as UEFA and FIFA have their own things, they don't hold the power there. fair, if UEFA and FIFA wanted to say, yeah, but you're not allowed here, then they're probably within their rights. I don't think he has a leg to stand on there. Even in the Premier League, if the top clubs are economically stronger, all the other clubs will also become stronger. It is a consequence. We want to dialogue with UEFA as we propose in the Super League. We want to save football. Ironically, he's done an alright job of that with loads of dickheads resigning from the clubs that they're at. Props to you, Florentino. You've done alright, geezer. This is one of my favourite ones. PSG were not invited. They haven't even spoken to the German clubs, apparently. I mean, you're chatting shit. There's no way the guy in charge of the mailing list was like, Paris Saint-Germain, one of the most richest clubs in football. Yeah, nah, I'm actually okay. This Super League is not for the rich. I like that. Start off the next question with a joke. Get everybody on your side. He said that he wanted to save football quite a lot. He was talking about the new Champions League format, which in fairness is a joke as well. I'll make a separate video on that. But yeah, continuing to say that he only wanted to save football. I mean, if he in his mind thought this is the only way for the big clubs to exist post-pandemic, then I guess he's right. But he's chatting shit because that's not the case. These are like the richest clubs in the world. I know Barcelona are in a disgusting amount of debt, but everyone's fucked, all right? At least the teams that have residual money will be able to get through this no matter what. Why aren't UEFA and La Liga salaries public? Why haven't salaries been reduced like everyone else during the pandemic? This, in fairness, is the single good point that he made during this entire interview. And there's at least 64 tweets here. If we can't find an agreement with UEFA, we will not back down.
Next question.
If young people find football matches too long, it may be because they are not interesting enough. Or maybe we might have to make the football matches shorter. This honestly is one of the worst things I saw in this whole situation, as well as him then sweepingly generalizing that all kids only cared about technology and TikTok and stuff. Now, he's actually 75 years old. That is the most old person and out of touch thing that any man could say. If you want to get 16 to 24-year-olds on side, saying that the only thing they're interested in is looking at their phones, I can assure you is the worst thing to say. They're gonna go on that phone and tell you you're an obed. At this point, like, what are we doing? Like, we already knew this before, but at that stage, you're just removing the sport element from this and just solely making it an entertainment-based enterprise. Halfway through, he just starts talking about Real Madrid. Vinicius Juniors is untouchable. Doesn't even know his own players' names, for crying out loud. And the beautiful thing is, less than 24 hours later, all of this had completely fallen apart. Stuff that Perez was saying in terms of not backing down, half the league had officially backed down. Everyone had worked out that the Super League was in fact for the rich, and probably within the next 24 hours we'll learn that Vinicius Juniors will in fact leave Real Madrid. But thankfully, seemingly, none of this is going to become a reality. I know Florentino Perez seems as if he's still very much on course to want to do this. He said after the English clubs left that he would be going on and ploughing on as usual. Pause. I doubt he does any ploughing at his age. He has to be at least 89. He doesn't know what TikTok is. He conducted a meeting via Zoom, the first time he's ever used it, bro. He suggested using BBM for it. But it seems really and truly, especially now I think Inter, I think AC Milan have as well, definitely Atletico Madrid, have all pulled out. I think we're now officially left with Juve, Barca and Real. This isn't going to go ahead. I think it's safe to say that. But the fact that any of this even took place in the first place is outrageous. Shouts to Fabrizio Romano. Anyway, yeah, it seems as though the Super League is thankfully officially in the mud. All the dominoes have now fallen. The game is up. But where do we go from here? Not 60-minute matches. That's not the answer, Florentino. Let me know what you think down in the comments section below. Was any of that sense? I personally think we're in a much better place now. But if you did enjoy, then slap a like on this video and of course subscribe if you're new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media. It is at @theofficialfng on Twitter and on Insta. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourselves and goodbye.